Hello everybody. Every month opens up a window of opportunity, and this new month of May is no different. I'm going to show you 4 charts that have a lot of potential, not only in the higher time frame where the pattern has triggered, but this pattern should develop so much follow through that you get patterns on lower time frames, basically going along with this higher time frame move, giving you pyramid opportunities. Now let's have a look here. This is the the S&P futures contract. We had this huge sell-off here. What was that? Well, that was the tariffs announcement. Where did it hold? Well, it halted where the other pullbacks halted. It halted at the 21 moving average on the quarterly chart. That was actually our target area because we were thinking about that should pull back. Well, we didn't expect that in that intensity. That's basically a 1 bar sell-off and recovery. But what we see here, same as we had here with the Ukraine, start of the Ukraine war and the Corona pandemic, what we have here is this is an S1 gecko pattern on the weekly chart. We see price is in a sideways consolidation, bouncing off the horizontal line that establishes our base support, and we're basically waiting for support to be broken with a lot of force to the downside. So we're looking for an excitable price action event, a test bar. This is it: 1 test bar, 2 test bar, 3 test bars, and the rebreak is the entry signal. So that's a very bullish chart. We want to be this chart long. It's an exponential rise, and we call this a vertical market. So more pattern opportunities to come on lower time frames to build a pyramid. Now let's have a look at gold. Well, gold is a little bit special, right? And I want to talk about that because gold has already put in a rise. We're basically expecting now for the US equities such as the Standard & Poor's. This is how a stop run move looks like. And the stop run move, I mean, we had a cluster of stop run levels. This one, plus these 3. This is a cluster of levels. And when the stop run level falls, well, basically it's an explosion of energy that is released. And that's what we see here. That's what we call a stop run move. Well, this move, that was a very big move, right? Well, that's basically over now. And what happens, what comes after a stop run move? Once it is complete, well, it's a pullback. And a pullback typically back to the 21 moving averages. But how do we know when and where it goes to? Well, again, we look for the patterns. What we have here is on the 240-minute chart, we've got a bullish pattern. You can see it here as well, right? Let's just get at it with a little bit of more detail. Again, this is an S1 gecko pattern. We've got a test bar, we've got a rebreak, it went off, right? But it didn't show follow through. So that's most likely going to be a failed S1 pattern. And a failure to follow through gives you a counter trend signal. And basically the target for that is the start of the momentum move that led to the pattern. So we're expecting now, well, actually we need to wait to get a new low. So this level needs to be broken lower, and then we have locked in our target, minimum target, which is the 3000 level here in gold as a healthy pullback. Does it make sense? A 3000 pullback, we see it here as well. Well, yes, it goes back to the last dominant higher low as well. It goes back to the 21 moving average on the weekly, and it gets very close to the 8 moving average on the monthly. It's kind of a minimum pullback. It could even pull back lower to around 2600 price level. So gold failure pattern, so our direction most likely will be short with short opportunities as well. Now let's have a look at the third opportunity, which is an energies contract, gasoline. Gasoline is very interesting as well. Here on the quarterly chart, we had our S1 gecko pattern down here that triggered an explosive move. Well, you know, that's a stop run move, right? A momentum move. And right after that move, we didn't get a deep consolidation, but we get a sideways pattern. Well, that's another pattern. The pattern is a bit long, but this is basically it, right? It needs to re-break the green line. That's the entry, and that's where the stop goes. Because, I mean, the stop, that's a very super low risk idea, right? This is the risk, and this is the momentum move, which means that our target is way up here at $6 for gasoline. That's around a 10 to 1 reward to risk, and we don't need to be greedy. We can as well wait for this wick high to be broken to flash this entry signal. Again, we're expecting a big move, like several quarters of bullish bars, and that allows for a lot of patterns in lower time frames as well. The opportunity to build pyramids. Now, at last, let's come to Bitcoin. So this is Bitcoin, the spot market. We actually analyze the spot market because it has more liquidity, but apply the futures patterns on it. Now what we have here is, again, we've got an S1 pattern. Well, they tend to come up more often than usual. This is an S1 pattern, long stretch. We had one sell-off, another sell-off, and a third sell-off. That's a tariffs announcement, right? Big bar, excitable bar, rebreak. Now this is a special situation because we've got the very big psychological number, 100,000K in Bitcoin, and price has nicely regained that terrain, and it's now up here, about to break the consolidation high. So this triggered an entry signal, and we actually have another entry signal on an hourly chart right here. We see a lot of potential for Bitcoin to come. I believe this is the consolidation low. Let's have a look here at these higher time frames. We had several other, right? Nice patterns, and this is another one, very tight, low risk idea. If the 100K breaks, again, we should see a very big stop run move that takes out all those shorties around the 100K who think it shouldn't, couldn't, cannot go above 100K. So the immediate price target is around 170, 180,000 in Bitcoin. Well, this is 70-80% rise, right, of this cash market, and then we should go towards the 500K. Now look at that market. This is a logarithmic chart, right? And these type of increases, well, that's very, very important. So looking forward to trade all those 4 markets and charts plus many more.